world's greatest radio.
We give you a reason to stay.
Radio, the way it should be heard.
You got the power.
The views and opinions expressed are those of the host and guest and not necessarily those of TalkTainmentRadio.com, the management, the staff, or K&E World Network, LLC.
This is the Wellness Spot, and I'm Tanya Karen. Wellness is a choice, is a choice, is a choice, is a choice. Wellness is a choice. TalkTainmentRadio.com. We go where you go. The world's greatest radio, the way it should be heard. You're in touch with the Wellness Spot, and I'm Tanya Karen. And this is Tank the Nurse. Tank the Nurse goes to beauty school. I wanted to do a review. This past weekend, I was in the wonderful state of Utah, and I attended beauty school. And the question that most people have is, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But who is the beholder? Who defines beauty? Does the magazines define beauty? Does TV define beauty? Does the movie industry define beauty? When I talk about wellness, sometimes people can get wellness mixed up with beauty. They think that because a person is beautiful on the outside, that they're a person that looks like wellness, or would I say healthy. But the truth of the matter is, beauty and wellness comes from the inside. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to help you understand that beauty starts within. You first have to work on the inside before you can work on the outside. Now, there's a wonderful quote that says that create a life that feels good on the inside, not one that looks good on the outside. And there's an unknown author that made that quote. A lot of people put everything into their outside. The skin is truly the largest organ of the body, and it's a window to what's going on the inside. So sometimes you may have blemishes, rashes, different things that show up on the skin, but it's only telling the story of what's going on the inside. And Wigmore said, the food you eat can either be the safest and most powerful form of medicine or the slowest form of poison. And what does that mean? That means that the food that we take in, the toxins that we take in on a daily basis, can affect our wellness, can affect our beauty. When it comes to beauty, you got to think about, what does the body need to maintain its beauty? What does our body need when it comes to beauty? Our body needs nutrition. It needs proper vitamins. These are things that we sometimes don't think about, but they are factors. And since we're talking about beauty school, you see my display to the right, my wonderful, beautiful kit that I got during beauty school, full of nice products to help nourish the skin, help take care of the skin. But the greatest thing that I took away from beauty school is not only just how to take care of the skin, not only how to use toxic-free makeup, because as women, we use about 168 products or toxins on our body every day. I have a video that I want to show you about toxins. So let's take a look. How the toxins affect our bodies every day. First, I want to give you a couple of facts. 1, a fourth of your blood passes through your liver every minute. So we can safely say that every 4 minutes, all of your blood filters through your liver. Every 5 minutes, your blood filters through your kidneys. So just want to give you something to think about as we talk about toxins and how they affect our body. Our body is designed to detox, to rebuild, and to repair on a daily basis. So let's take a day. Here's my glass of water. every day, this is what can happen to your body. Let's say we brush our teeth in the morning. Every drop will represent. I put 2 drops. You brush your teeth in the morning, you brush them in the evening. How about we put on facial cleanser to cleanse our face? We use a bath soap to bathe with. These things have toxins in them, neurotoxins, and we'll discuss that more. Then, how about we put some lotion on? We put deodorant, which the main ingredient, if you check your deodorant bottle, unless you've already changed, is aluminum. So you see our water is getting pretty nice and toxic. This is our body. This is our blood. How about some hairspray or something to moisturize our hair? And for the ladies, the average lady uses approximately 168 toxins daily. But let's just talk makeup. We have our foundation, a drop, our lipstick, our eyeshadow, our mascara, our blush, our perfume. Looks pretty good, huh? Now, let's talk about other things. Let's talk about our breakfast, especially if we eat cereal. Nothing but sugar and poison. What about what we drink? The food we eat for lunch and dinner. And then we have regular toxins that are in the air. Secondhand smoke, if we're around anyone that smokes. Now, I like to have a nice glass of wine. That deposits in our liver. So the alcohol. Stress. I put 1 drop for stress. But if you live and you work and you play, let's put 3 drops for stress. Hopefully by now you're getting the point. This is the toxins that you take in your body, plus a lot more on a daily basis. The question I ask, what are you doing to detox your body, to repair your body, and to remove toxins on a daily basis? That's the question. Check me out at tankthenurse.com for more. We daily take in toxins. We take those toxins into our bodies every day. And I ask, who is cleansing their liver? You know, I did a liver cleanse not too long ago, and I do that on a quarterly basis because our liver is a filter for the blood. The kidneys, every 5 minutes, all of your blood filters through your kidneys. Again, 1/4 of your blood filters through your liver every minute. So in 4 minutes, you have passed all of your blood through your liver. How do we detox? You know, there's only so much you can do about your food source and, you know, chemicals that are used in our foods. Hopefully, we're at a place to where we're reading food labels so that we can minimize the toxic chemicals that we allow in our bodies and our family's body. You know, I didn't even mention anything about the chemicals that we use in our cleaning products and in our home. You know, some people still burn candles, and, you know, that's a choice, because all of this is a choice. You know, my slogan, choose wellness, choose life. It's all a choice of what you wish to allow to affect your body. So there is no way that we can take in toxins on a daily basis. If you recall in the video, the water became a cobalt blue. So some of us are taking in those toxins every day. You know, that's 365 days a year. And I'm 50 plus, so just think if my liver was clogged, and I didn't even mention medication on that video. You know, medication deposits in your liver and in your kidney. This truly affects your body, affects your skin, and ultimately affects beauty. So, you know, the reason I went to beauty school was we have a new makeup called Savvy Minerals, and it is amazing. It's toxic free. So it's one less way that we can put toxins in our body. The products that we use contain vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin D, vitamin C, B complex, iodine, silicone, sulfur, and zinc. You know, this is a class that I'm going to teach, in 2018 on the elements and how God created the body. If we use God's periodic table and we look at the elements that he said the body needs in order to repair and to take care of itself, we can have beauty. We can have beauty, but this is the key. This is the kicker. Like I said, I went to beauty school. It was amazing. The resort was amazing. We have an awesome product that will help you to take good care of your skin. But guess what? Beauty starts on the inside. It starts with our nutrition. It starts with good rest. It starts with, exercise. But guess what? Just like with everything that I talk about, it starts with our thoughts. It starts with how we feel on the inside. No one on the outside, not even husband, friend, family, whatever, can make a person beautiful if they don't first feel and know that they are beautiful. So with that, we did a lot of talking about conscious language, about our language, our words. Louise Hay, she has a book out called Mirror Work. It's, you looking in the mirror at yourself and saying to yourself, life loves me. I am beautiful. And sometimes when a person looks in the mirror, some people actually avoid a mirror. And these may be some of the most beautiful people, I think there was an episode a little while ago with Alicia Keys, and she talked about how her insecurity and how she didn't feel good when people gave her a lot of attention. So everybody that may, if I could say the word, be good eye candy, and that's an old term, or someone that is easy on the eyes, as my grandfather used to say, doesn't mean that person sees their beauty. But beauty truly starts on the inside. It's an inside job. And so how do we define beauty? What is beauty? Is it perfection and symmetry, happiness, love, youth? Is it the inner strength and the physical appearance? The physical appearance is the first thing that we notice and we see. So when we look at a person, we look at them if they have a small, slender face or have, beautiful hazel eyes, or their skin tone is beautiful without any blemishes or blotches. Healthy people look more attractive despite their age, their race, and their nationality. People that are happy, people that smile. If you notice people that have a frown or their face is wrinkled up, and their nose is frowned up, even if they're beauty, there's something that takes away from that beauty when you look at them and they have a frown on their face. So where does that frown come from? It comes from something on the inside, rather that's stress, rather that's depression. So beauty is truly a combination of inner beauty, personality, grace, charm, kindness, intelligence, and outside beauty, health, usefulness, complexion, having soft skin, supple skin, clear skin. And a lot of these things, especially when it comes to the outside of the skin, comes from our nutrition, comes from things that we take into our body, because the skin shows what's going on the inside. You can tell and know that if someone has something going on the outside, there's some liver involvement in there. There's some liver when our skin does not heal, when we have a lot of bruising, when we have blemishes, rashes, things like this. Some of it can be from a gluten allergy, allergic to certain foods. We talk about that a lot when, there are tests that you can get done. We offer some of those tests, through Atlas Nutrition, where you can take a test and see what the toxic levels of heavy metals, what the levels of your elements are, because like I said, you need silicone, you need sulfur. The first 4 minutes of the morning, we burn up all the sulfur. So how are we taking in sulfur? How are we getting that good sulfur back? We only need it in trace amounts. Silicone, we only need in trace amounts. But we do need our vitamin E, our vitamin A, our B complex. Are we getting a good source? If we're not getting it in the foods we eat, if we're eating processed foods, we're not getting good nutrition. We have to do our best to make sure that the foods we eat, here I go again, are as close to nature. What does that mean when I say close to nature? That means as it is found in nature. Spinach, kale, fruit, avocado. Avocado is a good fat. It's a good thing that we eat. We can have it for breakfast. We have to get away from thinking that we can only have certain things for breakfast. Dates, olives. Eat a Mediterranean style diet or a ketogenic diet. Eat as close to nature. When we eat processed foods that have a lot of toxins in it, we are not doing anything for our health. We are taking away from our health. We are creating inflammation and oxidative stress in our body. And when these things happen and are in our body, we can no longer be in wellness. So, yes, TalkTainmentRadio.com. We go where you go, the world's greatest radio. Stay in touch with us. Now, you can find us on YouTube, Talktainment Radio. Go to the Wellness Spot and watch us or hear us. And please subscribe and like us. You can call in on Talktainment 1-877-932-9766. I'd like to hear from you, like to discuss beauty on all levels so that we can see what it takes for beauty. Is beauty just an inside job or is it an outside and inside job? Help us understand. So, now let's talk about beauty school. Beauty school, we had over 400 women there, and we had some amazing presenters. One that I want to talk a little bit about, because I want to talk about conscious language, and that's Marcella Von Harding. You can Google her. She has a course called Highest Potential, and it talks about conscious language, how we use our words, how powerful our words are, how sometimes we derail ourselves when it comes to beauty and to wellness and to life with our language. So just in understanding that what we say, our brain hears the words that come out of our mouth. They come from our conscious brain, and they can also be heard in our subconscious brain. And sometimes what derails us is the words that are coming in our subconscious brain. We have been downloaded things either from as a child, in our youth. A lot of times that's when it starts. If you listen to Bruce Lipton and epigenetics, it talks about how someone may have said something to you, said that you weren't going to be about anything, or you were ugly, or you were fat, or you were short, or you were small, something that we should have never agreed with. It could have been anything. I think about when my son was in fourth grade, a teacher told him that she didn't like his voice. She told him he wasn't allowed to read in class because his voice, he sounded like he had a frog in his throat. That destroyed him. That made him feel really bad. And I couldn't understand why a teacher would say that to a fourth grader about his voice and discourage him about reading. He then got a complex about how his voice sounded. But he never should have agreed with that statement. And that happens to all of us. If we think back to something that someone said that we went into an agreement with that we should not have agreed with. There's a very good book out called The Four Agreements that kind of explains that. Sometimes, we didn't know. And what you don't know, you don't know. So we need to go back and we need to let it go. Forgive. Let it go. When you let it go, you'll be surprised the weight that is lifted off of you. We need to stay in the present time, not live in the past and not jump to the future, but stay in the moment. So sometimes we tell stories or we rehash things that affected us. Doesn't mean that it wasn't a legitimate thing that hurt you or frustrated you or made you upset. It could have been a very valid and thing that anyone would say that is a valid reason to be hurt, to be upset. But if we stay in the past, we cannot be in the present time. We don't need to retell those stories. We need to stop telling those stories so that our cells in our bodies and so that we stop reliving that old hurt. Then we can release some of the stress that is in us. We can release some of the unforgiveness, because truly you have to forgive. How many times do we have to forgive? 7 times 77. So it is important for beauty that we forgive. We have inner peace. You really cannot have beauty without inner peace, without joy. Joy is very different than happy. You can be happy, but happy comes from happenings, comes from things that happen. Joy comes on the inside, and it is there always. Doesn't mean that you won't have difficult situations, but how do you deal with those difficult situations? So here, Tank the nurse goes to beauty school, and I think, oh, I'm going to learn how to apply my blush and how to apply my mascara, and I'm going to learn all that I need to know about this toxic-free makeup, Savvy Minerals, and it's amazing. Like I said, in and of itself, the product is wonderful, but guess what? It's a complement to beauty. It doesn't make you beautiful, because you can apply all the makeup you want, perfect, all in alignment. You can put the blush on just right, have the eyebrows and the eyelashes perfect, flawless. But guess what? If you on the inside don't think or believe that you are beautiful, however you dress it up, it still remains our thoughts and our belief. Do you believe? Do you look in the mirror and see beauty when you look in the mirror? Because beauty is truly an inside job, not an outside job. The outside thing that we do is just a complement to our beauty. So, in saying that, we talked a little bit about trends that are going on. There's all kind of things that people are doing now. Some people are going to get treatments where they allow people to put fish in the water and the fish bite on your feet, or Botox, or there's a treatment in New York where bird droppings can be used to cleanse your face. I don't know that I'm ready for any of that. I'm not sure that I'm ready for bird droppings or for even small fish eating at my flesh. Don't know that I'm into that yet either. But I will change my diet, and I will put in my mouth, because you know what? Rather you put in good things or bad things, the way that you put them in your mouth is the exact same. So it's just a choice. What do you choose to eat? Do you choose to have a diet that is full of nutrition, minerals, vitamins, clean water that will nourish your skin and nourish your body, be your medicine? Or are you willing to take in processed food, fast food, things that have zero frequency, zero nutritional value, nothing that it can add to you? Then if you do that with taking in those toxins, that's a slow poison. That's a slow way of putting a poison in your mouth. And guess what? When you put those poison in, rather it's heavy metals from water, from our food, from the pans and pots that we use to cook in, if you do not detox the heavy metals out of your system, they stay in your body and they wreak havoc. They stay in your body and they show up as inflammation, as oxidative stress. There's no way that the body cannot continue to have a buildup of toxins and it not show up. Your body does not lie. So when you have a physical manifestation, aches and pains in our joints, stroke, diabetes, dementia, Alzheimer, all of these things, one, come from our emotions. Two, they are watered and applied with Supergrow by the foods that we take in. And if we don't exercise, that contributes. If we don't allow our body to get to REM sleep, we actually, from 10 to 2 is when our body is in physical repair. From 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., your body is doing physical repair. From 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., your body is doing emotional repair. So, if you're not able to allow your body to get to REM sleep so that it can repair physically and emotionally, then your bodies will always be in stress. It will always be in defense mode. Defense mode is not good. Your body cannot be in fear and defense and be in love and repair. It's just impossible for two things to be taking place at the same time. Your body is going to choose one or the other. And when our body is in fear and defense, our adrenals are overwhelmed, our cortisol level, that death hormone, is in high. With cortisol being high in your body is not in a state of wellness. It cannot be in state of wellness. Your body is in defense mode. But how can we get our bodies in wellness mode, in repair, and detox? We can do several things that can help the inside. Most of it starts with our thoughts, thinking well of ourselves, speaking well. Notice your language. Notice, for the next couple weeks, pay attention to your language. Listen to yourself. Listen to the negative that comes out. Hopefully there's no cuss words, and we're not to the point to where, if we are there, it's okay. If you're there and you're at a point where you cuss a lot and you find yourself angry, just know, Tank the nurse is telling you, to me, you're at a state of emergency. You are that person that would typically be in an ICU. As a nurse, we have different levels of how we see patient. When a patient comes in, there's a patient that needs help. They're not that far off. They just need a little help, maybe a little medicine, maybe need just a little modification to get themselves back on the wellness track. And then there's the patient that needs to be in a not an ICU, but a acute level. Okay, they have something acute going on that needs maybe some infusion, some injections. We don't want to wait and do anything with oral medicine. We need to do an IV or do a injection so that we can get it in the bloodstream right away, or maybe even put that person on oxygen so that we can supplement the body's ability to repair itself. And then, of course, then you have the person that is in ICU. And that's a person that, when they're in ICU, typically you got IVs going, probably multiple IVs. You may have oxygen on board. And sometimes you have to put them on a machine and breathe for them so that their body can get to repair. Next, are you in ICU? Are you in acute level? Talktainment. Follow us at YouTube, Talktainment Radio. Wellness Spot.
Ready for a high school that allows you to work at a pace that is right for you? Are you ready to earn certification in healthcare, business, or manufacturing while achieving your high school diploma? Then you're ready for Life Skills High School, a free public option for Ohio students 16 to 21 years old. Learn more about your free high school educational options at lifeskillshs.org or call them at 1-800-888-7992. That's 1-800-888-7992. Life Skills High School, education that fits your life.
Stand by for an important announcement.
Mortgage interest rates are the lowest in history. Did you hear that? Mortgage interest rates are the lowest in history. You can buy a home from Lenco Realty for less than rent. For details, call 614-375-2BUY. That's 614-375-2289 or log on to repohomelist.com. That's repohomelist.com and claim your American dream.
Queen's Legacy of Love 12 brand launch and grand opening. Currently looking for hosts, photographers, models, dancers, entertainers, ushers, comedians, production managers, model coordinators, stage crew, vendors, volunteers, sponsors, public relations and media personnel, and extras. Contact ggoldqqueen22@yahoo.com.
Queens of Queens.
For the best home fragrance and beauty products, shop Ash Kickin online.
That's ASHKICKIN.
Made with 100% natural quality ingredients and handcrafted with your family in mind, Ash Kickin products are better than those other guys. Ash Kickin candles, incense, body butter, face moisturizer, and hair moisturizer are priced just right, and you can get yours at 10% off with coupon code TALK17. Support this 100% black-owned business and get your home and body smelling and feeling all right.
That's ASHKICKIN.
Shop Ash Kickin online at www.ashkickin.com.
This is Al Edmondson, owner of a Cutter Brother Rest Barbershop. I'm calling on all barbers and beauticians. It's time for us to unite as one. We can serve our communities better together. Join the Ohio Black Barber Beauty Network. For more information, visit www.obbn.org or call 614-427-3226 to get more information. Be the change that you want to see in your community. Join our network.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Live call-in talk show. Dial 1-877-932-9766 and join the conversation here on TalkTimitRadio.com. TalkTimitRadio.com. We go where you go. Call us at 1-877-932-9766 or download the app so that you can listen to us anytime at your convenience, in your room, in your work, on the way into the office. So, beauty. You know, beauty is a billion to $1 trillion industry. Rather it's with the products, people will use, all kind of products to find beauty. Rather facelift, an eyelid surgery, tummy tuck, Botox. People are now getting hand lift. They want their hands to look beautiful in the photos when they get married or engaged or what have you. But people are in a pursuit of beauty. So how do we find beauty? Like I said, we have some amazing products. Again, I just came back from Zermatt Resort in Utah. Beautiful resort where we spent the weekend learning about beauty, learning about Savvy Minerals and makeup that is toxic free. Makeup is a billion to $1 trillion industry, and we're putting it right on your skin. The skin is the largest organ of the body. So everything that you put on your skin is being absorbed in your skin. So I looked on YouTube and found this wonderful video called The Cosmetic Story. The story of cosmetics, actually. And I'd like you to take a look at it and tell me what you think. It causes us to decide to make a choice. Again, it's all about choices. You can choose wellness or you can choose illness, but This is some good information. The story of cosmetics.
A story about a system in crisis. Lipstick and even baby shampoo also contain chemicals linked to cancer or other problems like learning disabilities, asthma, and even damaged sperm. Like most parents, I try to keep my family safe, but now I find out my bathroom is a minefield of toxins? What are we supposed to do? To find out the answers, we have to go back to one of the key features of our materials economy: toxics in, toxics out. If, at the factory, you pour toxic chemicals into a product, like baby shampoo, you're gonna wind up with toxic baby shampoo, and toxics in workers, communities, and, babies. So let's take a closer look at this toxic outrage where it seeps into our lives every day. Let's take a closer look at this toxic outrage where it seeps into our lives every day, in the bathroom. The average woman in the U.S. uses about 12 personal care products daily. The average man about 6. Each product containing a dozen or more chemicals. Less than 20% of chemicals in cosmetics have been assessed for safety by the industry's safety panel, so we just don't know what they do to us when we use them. Would you fly on an airline that only inspects 20% of its planes? Of course, not all of these chemicals are dangerous, but we know that many are. Some are carcinogens. That means that they can cause cancer. Others are neurotoxins and reproductive toxins, proven to mess up brain development and reproduction in animals. Wait a minute, we're animals too. It's like a giant experiment. We're using all these mystery chemicals and just waiting to see what happens. One thing we do know is that they're getting inside us. I had my body's toxicity levels tested, and I'm loaded with things like mercury, flame retardants, triclosan, and lead. We all are. Even babies are being born pre-polluted. Now, I know we can't live in a lead-free world, but do we have to put lead in our lipstick? I don't know. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I just bought the wrong thing. At the store, the choices seem endless. I can get lipstick in 49 shades, or shampoo for hair that's too dry, oily, fine, limp, or frizzy. But what about the choices that really matter? Like the choice to buy products that are safe? It turns out the important decisions don't happen when I choose to take a product off the shelf. They happen when companies and governments decide what products should go on the shelves. So who are these companies? This is Procter & Gamble. They're the ones offering me Herbal Essences, the #2 shampoo in the country. It contains toxic petrochemicals made from oil. Since when is oil an herb? On cosmetics labels, words like herbal, natural, even organic have no legal definition. That means that anybody can put anything in a bottle and call it natural, and they do. I mean, can you imagine a top seller called Petro Essences? Gross. What's even nastier are hair relaxers marketed to 5-year-olds and skin whitening creams. These are super toxic, both in their ingredients and in the message they send about what beauty is. Ooh, here's Estee Lauder offering me a chance to help find a cure for breast cancer. That's nice. But wait, they're also using chemicals linked to cancer. Don't you think the best way for Estee Lauder to fight cancer is to stop using those chemicals in the first place? So really, I get to choose between meaningless claims on a bottle. But these guys get the real choice about what goes into those bottles. And that happens back here, at the factories where they're formulated. Why do the makers of these products use all these toxics? Are they trying to poison us? No, they're just working from a 1950s mindset when people were totally swept up in better living through chemistry. In all that excitement, they forgot to worry about human health impacts. That was years ago, and they are still using these same old toxic chemicals. Today, big cosmetics companies say the doses of poison in their products are small enough to be harmless. Yeah, maybe if you use them once a year. I guess they never get out and see that their products are being used and combined with other products every day. A little toxic dose under your arms, a little more on your hair, on your lips. and workers in nail and hair salons get dosed all day long. So the industry is used to doing things this way, and they can, because even now that scientists have linked the chemicals they're using to all sorts of problems, there are no laws to get rid of them. You're thinking, really? Come on, nobody's making sure that the stuff we smear all over our bodies is safe? Nope. The FDA doesn't even assess the safety of personal care products or their ingredients. Since 1938, they've banned just 8 out of over 12,000 ingredients used in cosmetics. They don't even require that all of the ingredients be listed on the label. Now, this is an example where we can all agree a little more government action would be helpful. This lack of regulation leaves a huge hole that the cosmetics industry is all too happy to fill. They set up their own committee to self-police their products, and compliance with their recommendations is voluntary. So the cosmetics industry is making the rules and then deciding whether or not to follow them. So you see, it isn't our fault that these toxic products are in our bathrooms. It's a whole broken system that's ignoring the simple rule: toxics in, toxics out. But we're not helpless. There are resources online that we can use to protect ourselves by identifying the best possible choices in the store. But the real action is with people working to change the system. Because if we really want to solve this problem, we got to start here with these guys. Women, parents, workers, people all over the country are demanding that Congress pass a new law, giving FDA the power to make sure that our personal care products are safe. We need common sense laws based on the precautionary principle. That means that when you're dealing with hazardous chemicals, just err on the side of caution. Let's not debate how much lead should be allowed in lipstick. Just get the toxic chemicals out of our products. Smarter laws would force companies to get past that old 50s mindset and figure out how to get us all clean and shiny without toxic chemicals. Can they? Totally. Many responsible cosmetics companies are already putting safer products on the market. Green chemists are developing substances that are designed to be safe and non-toxic in the first place. European governments have required the removal of many toxic chemicals, and companies have figured out how to comply. When cosmetics are reformulated to be safe and labeled honestly, then we can feel comfortable with the choices available at the store. We can choose bouncy hair or full hair, shiny lipstick or matte. We can even choose to feel beautiful without using 20 products. But we'll know that whatever we choose, the most important choice, the choice to be safe and healthy, has already been made.
So, what choice would you make? Choose wellness, choose life, or choose illness and choose toxicity? You know, one of the things that I like that it's a choice to buy safe products, to read labels. Hopefully you're at a point where you're ready to make choices to honor your body and your health and to read labels, to see what toxins and what is being put in your label and your product. You know, when it comes to reading labels, we have to be careful if it says a proprietary blend because like the video said, they don't have to tell you what's in a proprietary blend, but if you read the label, it should say, like, for example, I drink a nice apple juice that says apples. That's it, apples. Doesn't say anything else. So read your labels. If your label has a lot of words that you can't pronounce, multiple letters, it's possibly something that is not good for your body. It could be a neurotoxin. You know, I'll list some neurotoxins on the website for you. We're going through a time where we're working on that inner beauty, that inner self. We're doing that mirror work, looking in the mirror, looking into your own eyes and saying to yourself, you know, you look in your mirror, we see a lot of people take selfies, but let's take time out to look in the mirror, look into your eyes and say to yourself that you are beautiful. From what I know, if I go back to God's image and how God created our DNA in perfection, I believe the word says that everything that he created is good. There's nothing that's not good. So, rather we have scars, rather we have hurts on the inside, it can be healed. It can be repaired. It can be fixed. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and you're the beholder. So you have to look in that mirror and say, life loves me. I love me. And say that every day. Every time you walk past the mirror, look at the mirror and say something wonderful, something positive to yourself. And if something negative comes up, push that down and turn it around to a positive statement. Okay? I want to also comment on something that was mentioned in the video where she said natural. I want to make sure everybody understands what that means, because there's really no clear definition to natural. We know that everything that is said to be organic is not really organic, because according to FDA and to the industry, you're allowed to put a certain percentage of chemicals and still label it organic. The same with natural. In order to label something natural, the only requirement is the ingredients can be found in nature. Example, you can get naturally cherry flavored, or naturally, orange, what have you. Doesn't mean that it has any cherries or any orange in it. It's just you can label it natural because we can find cherries in nature and we can find oranges in nature. So we have to be a little wise when we're reading our labels. We have to be careful, because you are your most precious commodity, your body, your life. Yes. So when it comes to reading labels, it's important. Make choices to honor your body and your health with whole foods, organic, as close, eat as close to nature, like I say, the best that you can. Be careful of the chemicals that you use in your home. We have a nice product called Thieves. I recall a time that my son, I had some Thieves on the counter, and he drank some of it. And guess what? The antidote to that was drink water. Drink plenty of water. He didn't get diarrhea. He didn't get sick. It was no scare, because the product was a natural product that is healthy. Thieves comes from the oil, Thieves oil. You have to look at the philosophy of the company that you buy your products. Is the philosophy to make something that is good for you? What is their mission and their vision? That's important. So again, in beauty school, we found this amazing makeup, Savvy Minerals. We're going to have a beauty school where you can come out and match the color of makeup, get a facial. You can also call and make an appointment to come in and see Lula or myself for a facial, for makeup, matching, what have you. I said something early on. The food you eat can be either the safest and most powerful form of medicine or the slowest form of a poison. And that was from Ann Wigmore. We have to look at what we're putting in our bodies. If you're not detoxing, essential oils detox your body continuously. My statement, daily use of essential oils make your body an unfriendly host to stress and to bacteria. They daily detox your cells. They pull toxins. They work in a way of going in and cleansing the receptor sites. Nothing else does that. They get in at the receptor site and clean. Like a little green scrubber that you use to clean pots, those phenolic oils go in and they clean the receptor sites, get it all nice and clean. Then you have a next wave called the sesquiterpenes. What is that? What is a sesquiterpene? A sesquiterpene is an oil that will come in and remove toxins. Remove those toxins, whether they're toxic thoughts, whether they're toxic chemicals, toxic foods. They will remove toxins from the cell. They will also reoxygenate the cell. And then lastly, you have the third wave, monoterpenes. Monoterpenes come in and they repair and reprogram. Well, how do they do that? They repair and reprogram back to God's image of that DNA. They make that cell go back to being a healthy cell, a toxic-free cell. They repair to God's DNA image. So when you listen to Bruce Lipton, epigenetics, you can see that the body is able to repair itself daily. So that's why daily use of essential oils make your body an unfriendly host to stress and to bacteria. Our thoughts, it can help because, when it gets into our cells, it gets into what's called the deep limbic system. Your deep limbic system is about the size of 2 almonds, okay? That's the seat of emotions. And when you smell an oil, the way the body is designed with the olfactory bulb, when you smell an essential oil, it gets into that deep limbic system and it causes changes. Causes people to behave in ways that they didn't know they could behave. Causes you to be happy for no reason. Removes stress. Helps support the body and the body's natural defense. It's like oils are a tune-up to the body. Some people say, well, the oils can heal. It's not that the oils heal. The body is able to heal itself. The body is able to repair itself. What do essential oils do? They help tune up the cells so that the cells can do what they're designed to do, so that the body systems can do what they're designed to do. We have over 100 trillion cells in our body, each with 6 gigabytes of memory. So what can that do? You know what? When those cells with that 6 gigabytes of memory, larger than any memory, you think about your phone probably has 32, 16, 64 gigabytes, but 100 trillion cells, each with 6 gigabytes of memory. When those essential oils get in, they're able to make changes on a cellular level. When our cells change, guess what? The tissue changes. When the tissue changes, the organs change. When the organs change, the systems change. When the body systems change, then the body changes. And that's how it works, because the body is a wonderful machine, very forgiving. So even if you've done damage to your body for years, guess what? The body is forgiving. The body wants to repair. That's how it's designed. You would never go to the gas station and put diesel in your car. Not unless you had a diesel engine. We just don't do that. We just don't go to the gas station and put the wrong fuel. And definitely most people, not everybody, but most people tune their car up, change the oil, change the filter. They would never drive their car 365 days for 50 years, never tune it up, never change the filters, never cleanse, and also put the wrong fuel in. It just would not happen. So, is it true that we take better care of our body? You see how the receptor sites, how the cells work? We need to have fresh. Our red blood cells need to be vibrant. They need to be well. That takes nutrition. Doesn't take processed food. Doesn't take fast food. Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we just simply have to repair, and we can have our body, this great machine that does a lot for us, in well, doing well, feeling well. Because when you feel well, guess what? You smile, you're happy. Your food, your wellness affects your mood, affects your attitude, affects how you respond. That's where you can find inner beauty. Inner beauty will cause outer beauty. A lot of people don't like themselves. We can help that. We can change that. We can change that with our words, with our intentions, with our thoughts. Every thought we have either has a constructive or destructive effect on ourselves. We have to do our best to say positive words. So like I said earlier, before we went to the video, this week, do this for me. Choose life. Choose wellness. I would like you to just listen to yourself. Most importantly, listen to what your body is saying. Listen to those thoughts that come up. When you're sitting at the stop sign, when you're quiet, when you have that private moment, listen to hear what is your body is saying, what those thoughts are. And if you find that there are negative thoughts, change those thoughts to positive. Look for the opposite of that thought. Listen to how much some negative thoughts get rehearsed in our mind daily, some hourly. We have to make more positive than negative. Some people say, well, I looked in the mirror and I said, life loves me. I did that 3 times a day. I did that 10 times. But did you also play 300, 600, 1,000 negative thoughts? We have to do more positive than negative. We have to counteract that. We have to flood it with positive remarks. Beauty is capable, is available for everybody. There is beauty in everyone. It's on the inside. It's how you see yourself. Then, if you see yourself in a beautiful state, others will too. No one can see beauty in you if you do not see beauty in yourself. You first have to do it on the inside. You know, earlier we talked a little bit about ICU. I just want to go back to that before we end. I talked about how a person can come into the ER and just need a medical attention. We may need to just tell them, hey, it's a virus. Just need to let it work its way out. Or just drink water, eat good protein, you'll be fine. Then there's that person that comes in that we're like, oh, you're in an acute state. We got to give you an infusion, or we might have to give you an injection. We need to do something that will get into your bloodstream quickly. And then there's that person that comes in that needs to go to ICU. They're in life-threatening way. We need to hook them up to a machine. We may even need to hook them up to a machine that will breathe for them. May even need to do acute dialysis, filter their blood because their body just can't handle it. So, if you're a person that find yourself fussing, arguing, angry, enraged, cussing, guess what? You're in ICU. Whether you know it or not, your body is in a terrible state and you're close to being in an ICU. Why? Because stress, anger, resentment, unforgiveness, rage, all of those affect your body and create illness in your body. So, what am I saying? You don't need to go to a doctor. You can do a self-check. If you find yourself getting extremely upset, especially with your loved ones. Now, you may not like this, but I'm going to say it anyway. If you find yourself angry and that your loved ones, your husband, your children, your sister, your mother, your brother, if they push your button and send you to 10, guess what? It's not them. It's you. And you are on your way to ICU. So, what do? Change your thoughts. Eat well. Choose wellness. Choose life. Catch us at tankthenurse.com and get more information. Tank went to beauty school. It was wonderful. Come check out our makeup, our products, and learn how to take care of yourself. TalkTainmentRadio.com. Catch us on YouTube. Talktainment Radio. Choose life. Choose wellness.
Got the power. The world's greatest radio. TalkTainmentRadio.com.